just twice, actually, the rest of the regular season. After that uplifting look at past failures, now a look at a Heisman update brought to you by Nissan. No surprise here, but according to ESPN's expert poll, the front runners entering October for the Heisman are all quarterbacks. Tua Tagovailoa leading the way, who at this rate would become the first Heisman-winning quarterback to not attempt a fourth-quarter pass. He has been amazing. Matt Schick, Emmanuel Acho, and Jonathan Vilma. Okay, if not Tua, Emmanuel, if he doesn't win it, who does?
I think you have to go to Kyler Murray. His numbers are impeccable. They are incredible. They are phenomenal. When you look at what he's done, even in comparison to last year's Heisman winner, Baker Mayfield, he has better numbers than him right now. Kyler Murray's leading Oklahoma, but it's not just winning, Matt, it's how you win. And Kyler Murray's doing it in a dynamic fashion. Last week against Baylor, 6 TDs through the air, 1 on the ground, put up over 60 points. Not only is Oklahoma rolling, but Kyler Murray is doing it in style.
I almost went with Kyler Murray until I remember that they have a showdown, him and Oklahoma versus Will Grier in West Virginia, last game of the season. So when you look at Leonard Fournette going back to his time, his matchup versus Derrick Henry won. He won the Heisman. Will Grier will have something to say about Kyler Murray winning the Heisman. If he has a good game, then he's the one that's going to win it.
All right, Jonathan, I think we're assuming Tua may not drop off here, but of those favorites, who does take a tumble over the next couple of months?
Oh, it's definitely Dwayne Haskins, Schick. Dwayne Haskins, he has now put on film how to be stopped. Penn State was rumbling about it all the way up to the game, saying get him off his spot, he becomes inaccurate. Pressure him, and he becomes inaccurate. And then he showed exactly what they said on film. So now you're going to see defenses say, you know what, the hell with the run. Let's go after Dwayne Haskins. Let's get him uncomfortable. That'll slow that offense down, and you'll see Ohio State in closer games than they should be.
I'm saying this. Nobody takes a tumble. Why? Maybe it could be Dwayne Haskins, but if you look down the stretch as I look down here, who's going to stop him? Indiana, Purdue, Minnesota, Nebraska? They're not stopping him. Kyler Murray, Will Grier. A Big 12 defense outside of Texas and TCU. Big 12 defenses aren't going to stop those two. And then Tua and Alabama, too much talent. They're loaded to too many positions. None of them are getting stopped. It's truly just who will ascend to the top, because I really don't see any of these players sinking.
All right, then outside that top 4, who moves in? Who's the guy who needs more attention, Emmanuel?
My guy, Benny Snell. Again, when you're talking about a guy that could be a Heisman type of guy, you need a big personality. Benny Snell, he has a big personality. But more than that, you need a big-time player. Leads the SEC in rush yards per game. 4th nationally in rushing yards. Has the most carries in all of college football. So he quite literally puts the team on his back. And again, has Kentucky ranked for the first time since 2007. That's historic. You got to give Benny Snell some love.
Yeah, I agree, Acho. It's setting up very nicely for Benny Snell. He can go into Georgia 8-0 with the potentially leading rusher still in the FBS. And if he puts on a show versus that Georgia defense at 8-0 Kentucky versus possibly an undefeated Georgia, that would be his Heisman moment. It's setting up perfectly. Hopefully Kentucky can get it done, and then he can get it done, and we can talk about him in the Heisman race.